Welcome back to the Weekend Warrior Show Recap Podcast. I'm Ty from the Unemployed Architects. This last week, I had a couple shows. I had Friday night, I played at Golden Fox Brewing in Dekalb, and then Saturday, I just had a Coffeehouse show. So not a crazy busy weekend, not a ton of stuff to necessarily talk about, but I'll make it quick. So Friday night, Golden Fox Brewing, it was pretty chilly, and last time I played there, it was pretty weak sauce on the turnout, so I wasn't really expecting much, and I got there, and it was already a little bit busier than I expected it to be, probably throughout the whole night, so that was a little bit of a relief. And then it was indoor, which last time I played outdoor, which is kind of a weird setup because it's they have a big stage, a big open lawn, and then the chairs and stuff, and it was cold last time. I was very, very chilly, so I ended up and I huddled close to the heater, and then on the stage they had a heater, and then the crowd had heaters as well, but it was really far back on the patio, so wasn't very connected, if that makes sense. And I was getting ready for the TV performance, so I was really just doing a lot of originals. I had a table last time that stayed until the very end, and they were very supportive of the originals and made me feel good in general. And it was kind of busy. It was kind of not busy. It definitely wasn't busy at any point, but it had 15 people there maybe when I started, and by about halfway through that was down to half, and then 3/4 half until it was down to just one table. So it is what it is. It wasn't amazing, but it was good to have that show to really get ready for the TV set. So and then so this time it was indoor instead of outdoor, and it was a lot more connected, which was good. I kept it very low key, very quiet, and there was a table that was really into it right away, and that always helps. And I was into doing medleys, so I did a lot of medleys. I didn't play as much original music as I would have liked probably throughout the night, but that was because about an hour into it, it got really busy. There were 7 tables or something inside, and it was surprising. But apparently these people had come from a funeral, which you would think wouldn't really be appropriate for kind of what I was doing, but they were there to have a good time. It's more like that New Orleans vibe kind of funeral. They were down to clown, I guess, and so I was worried about maybe I wasn't setting the right mood, but they were into it, so I didn't take me long. There were a bunch of kids there that kept coming up right in front of me and just dancing hard, which was entertaining. And I tried to play a lot of originals to kind of I just was feeling what they were into, and it seemed like I would get a lot more reaction on the cover. So I ended up, and I did every medley I could, because the table that was there at the beginning, they got a kick out of it. And then I don't know, I just felt like it was fun for me to surprise them every time, because every time I'd go into another song, they were like, "Oh, that song, I can't believe he's doing that," kind of. So that it's cool. And I didn't get off stage all night. I was on from I think it was, I started a little early because I was I didn't want people to leave necessarily, and so I probably started about 7:15 and played till about 10:30, just straight through. And a lot of the things were a set of anywhere from 2 songs to the Tom Pedley, which is 10 songs. And then I definitely threw some originals in there where I would stack them, and just kept it moving all night. My kick drum sounded so good. It was or my cajon that sounds like a kick drum. The way I mic'd it, I did a simple setup. I just used a little boost pedal, which has, it's a bass overdrive pedal actually. And so it has a low end, high end knob to adjust that, and gain, and overdrive and balance and stuff. So, but they have like this tiny stage, and the way it was projecting, and I don't know, sometimes when I do this setup, which I haven't had a bass amp, my bass amp blew at stage left. So, when I run my kick and my bass all into the same thing which is my JBL stack, it's like you get this like boom, like it's really like you almost hear a note, which, you know, the guitars coming out of it have the low end boosted pretty good on the acoustic. So even if my bass note isn't coming through, like it's a song that doesn't have a bass, it still almost sounds like there's a bass, because it's like, you know, it just follows the guitar. The guitar's coming out of the sub part of the JBL, and the kick's coming out of that same part. So it's like boom, 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 boom. You know, it has like that like kind of dynamic. And then if I have the bass involved too, it's even cooler. But the stage was like this tiny stage, and it was like projecting the note of the bass, like really interestingly. So that, I don't know, it was really cool sounding, I feel like, and that made me more excited. I think it sounded very full for just, you know, the one-man band. And yeah, I just played straight through, and you know, every song wasn't 1,000% or anything, but it was pretty good, I would say. A lot of really, really good, but then at least pretty good. And part of that was probably I should have taken a break and maybe like a quick rest, and maybe that would have made every song better. But there was just so many people there. It was daunting. I didn't really want to even get off the stage to talk. Plus, I was in the zone, like I was in that flow state that I'm always hunting for. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was my favorite show for a while, for sure. And then, you know, I was playing encores, doing. So I had a little group of people that was requesting bands, and I was like, oh, I can actually do some of those. A lot of times it's not the way it goes, so that was fun too. And yeah, so it was definitely my favorite show of the weekend. The coffee shop stuff is always a little rough because it's early. You know, I'm just not used to singing at 11 a.m. But I used my cajon this time, because usually what I've been doing, because my theory was I could control the volume a little bit better, because I have a stop box, which is just essentially like a little foot pad that you know, your foot hits on, and it's like a pickup essentially, like that you'd have on your guitar, and it's like boom, boom, boom every time you kind of stop. And I use that same bass pedal, but this time I was just like, I want to see how it sounds with actually doing the kick, the playing the way I normally play, because I had talked recently about the farmers market show and how I played with the cajon and the foot percussion setup the normal way. And there's a difference, because, you know, with the stomp box I'm doing my toe, and then with the cajon I'm doing my heel. So it's a little bit different feel, and sometimes that messes with you a little bit. I mean, usually I can get pretty comfortable with either, but anyway, so I just did my normal setup, and it just felt way better. Then the volume was like perfect. Like I didn't even use my pedal. I just did because my JBL has technically 4 channels, but really it's like mic or instrument, and then they have 2 that are left, right, you know, on top of each other, that are just instrument cables with no mixing, no dials. So it's, you know, just a line essentially. And so I have a nice kick mic, nice Sennheiser kick mic that I have a XLR to 1/4 inch that I just plugged in there, and I just, you know, maxed it out, because usually you have to use that pedal to get a little extra volume and mix it. But since it's the coffee house, I'm trying to be really laid back. So I think this was the best I've ever sounded, the quietest I've ever sounded at the same time. Because sometimes I go too quiet, and then it's really hard to like sing. I think it's like hard to, especially that early in the morning. And this time it was just like very, very subtle, very quiet. I mean, it wasn't a whisper, but I mean, there were literally tables right in front of me that were having just regular conversations. So it wasn't like I was like so loud that they felt like they had to sit far away. And there were a few actively engaged tables that were into it and got maybe, got my stickers and stuff and seemed excited about what I was doing. And I played a lot of originals and, just stuff I've been working on. I've been really trying to upgrade my set cover-wise lately. I've just been feeling kind of stagnant. So I have about 6 songs I'm trying to add, and some of them, granted, are just like extra parts of my medley that I do. So I'm not going to talk too much because I don't want to give away the great surprise. If you come out and see me, you'll have a couple extra songs that I don't normally play. Well, and I mean, I play a different set every time. It's not like there are definitely like 20 to 30 songs that I play most shows, but that extra 15 songs that I kind of mix up quite a bit. So some of these will be just like right in the middle of the medley. I think I have 3 that I'm adding to the medley, and then a couple others that are just two songs I like a lot. One of them is a song that is also one of them I don't think most people will recognize, but I like the song a lot, and I'm kind of dissecting it, not just doing like a generic version of it guitar wise. So I'm trying to get a little bit more intricate with that. And then the other one is a cover that most people would probably recognize. So it's a Bowie tune. So I'm excited to kind of get those in the mix. So I've been working pretty hard this week. And I did have my Tuesday night at the stable, but it was bad. Nobody showed up. It made me, I don't know. Makes me sad, but it's like, it's good practice, and I gotta try some of these newer ones that I've been working on. So I only ended up and played about an hour, but I mean, nobody came. It wasn't like I didn't bring anybody at all. It was like the bar didn't bring anybody, and I didn't bring anybody, and it didn't seem like there was anybody else downtown. I don't know how to get people out on a Tuesday night in February, but I've really only had 1 or 2 like decent out of this whole February residency. But I have one more this coming Tuesday, and then this week I'm a little late. I was supposed to play Friday at Houdini's, but she had to reschedule, so I just have the Saturday and the Tuesday that I'll probably be talking about next week. And then March picks up a little bit. I won't have too many. I think I have one weekend that's just a 1-show weekend, so everything else is 2 or more. So that'll be kind of what I'm talking about next time. I'll have like I said, I didn't say this yet. I have Cadillac Jacks this Saturday, and it's in Bloomington, and I'm, I haven't played here in a while, and I've definitely haven't played one-man band style. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. When they booked it, they were, for some reason, I've had a little bit of issues with this place, like because used to play 3-piece a lot, and then there were a couple that Lo wasn't feeling good for, so she didn't come, but they didn't really seem like they minded. They didn't say anything about it. So and then the last time I played there, they seemed like, well, you're supposed to be playing 3-piece, and it's like, well, one of the people I was playing with didn't feel good. Didn't really seem like you guys I should have probably said something, but some places care a lot how much the exact number of people, even though when Lo's not there, it's really just like a few songs that she sings lead on, and then backing vocals. Or if like it's just me and Lo, it's just, you still got my foot percussion, you just don't have Dave on the hand percussion. But anyway, that all being said, I was, specific on it's just going to be me. Obviously taking a little bit of a pay cut that way, but the thing they said is like they want it to be upbeat. So, to play all my faster tunes, I guess, but it's just a funny thing our clientele really likes more high energy performance. It's like, okay, well, usually I just try to feel out whatever the crowd's, what they like, and then I, lean into that. But I'm going to make a point to play all my very upbeat originals, all my very upbeat covers, a lot of classic rock tunes. So, but just they have a good stage there, and generally people there are very nice. So I'm looking forward to the show, and I've been booking as hard as I can. But like you said, I have a lot of March, but I have a lot open in April. And then May I only have 2 dates. June I only have 2 dates open. So it's like I have this big open month that I don't know how to fill in. I mean, I got a month to figure it out, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it all works out. It's always a roll of the dice. But anyway, so that's what is going on with me. And as always, I appreciate anybody who takes the time to listen or watch now with the video. And I will talk to you next time.